Good day, students. We are starting with the fifth unit of the 10th class, that is periodic classification of the element. So in this chapter, first of all, we will be doing classification. What do you mean by classification of elements, and what was the necessity of classification? Classification, it is the arrangement of elements in order of increasing their atomic numbers in such a manner so that the elements which are having same properties, they should fall in the same group. Now coming to the need of classification. So with the passage of time, the number of elements which were discovered, it became very large, although there were hardly 30 elements known at that moment when the classification attempts they were started. Because the properties of the element, they were having vast variety of variations, so it was very difficult to keep in mind the properties of all the elements. Therefore scientists tried to systematize the study of elements in order to make the easy learning of the properties. Therefore when the number of elements that became very large, and they all the elements they show number of properties, it was very difficult to keep in mind all those properties individually. Therefore it was thought, the attempts were made so that the elements should be grouped. Those elements which are having similar properties, they should be grouped together in the form of groups, and so the systematic arrangement of the element, it was thought to be made. And the different attempts which were made for the classification of the elements, they were like, number one, we have the Daubernier attempt. So Daubernier was the first scientist in 1817. John Wolfgang Daubernier tried to systematize the elements. He made the triads of element. He made the group of three elements in which the atomic mass of the central element, that was the average of the atomic mass of the first and third element. So he made few triads, for example lithium, sodium and potassium. This was one triad. Then he made barium, strontium and calcium. This was the second triad which he made. And then he made chlorine, bromine, iodine. So in these elements, the atomic mass of the central element in these triads, that was average atomic mass of first and third element. For example, in this triad we have mass of lithium, that was 7, mass of potassium, it is 39, take an average of this, it comes out to be 23. So this is the mass of sodium. Similarly in this triad, it was done. So he made few triads but was not successful making the triads of all the known elements. Therefore his attempt was later on discarded. Then we got another attempt, that was Newland law of octaves. So this attempt was made by John Newland, an English scientist, who arranged the elements in order of increasing their atomic masses in such a manner so that the properties of every eighth element, they resemble to the first element. So he arranged around about 56 elements which were known at that moment into the groups. We have the elements here: hydrogen, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. One, this is second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh element. Then properties of lithium, they will match with the hydrogen. Similarly, here are the properties of sodium, they will match with the lithium. And this manner he arranged the 56 elements. And this attempt was suffering with some shortcomings, some limitations. He placed some elements together because of their similar properties. So shortcomings of Newland was the number one. It was found that later on the Newland law was only applicable up to calcium, the first 20 element, it was not applicable to the remaining element, because with the element which follow calcium, the eighth element, they do not have the property similar to the first element, so it was a problem. Then Newland assumed, when he gave this arrangement, he assumed that no new element to be discovered after this, but it was not true. After that, large number of elements they were discovered. Nowadays around about 130 135 elements are known. Then we have there was Newland adjusted two elements in the same period. For example, he adjusted copper and nickel, cobalt and nickel in the same period, that was first period, because it resembled with the property of the lithium. Similarly, he arranged the fluorine, other two elements, cerium and lanthanum, they were placed together. So this grouping of the element, which was not possible, it is not okay on the basis of the properties of the element, so this attempt was also discarded. Then came the Laudermeyer attempt. What Laudermeyer did, they plotted the graph between atomic volume and atomic masses. Here they took the atomic volumes. In this case, here they took the atomic volume. They took 1 gram mole of every element, and then calculated its volume at NTP and plotted a graph between atomic mass and the atomic volume, and got such type of graph. The elements which were present on the peaks, they were having similar properties. The elements which were lying on the pits or in the depression, they have the similar property. The element on this side of curve, they were having similarity in properties. The element on other side of the curve, they have similar properties. So now they arrange the elements into group on this basis. The elements on this side of curve, they were made in one group. The element on the peaks, they were made in one group. The elements on other side of the curve, they were arranged in the one group. So in this manner, he successfully arranged around about 50 to 60 elements, but all the elements, they could not be adjusted according to Laudermeyer work. Then came the final attempt, that was Mendeleev's periodic table. It was the final table. Mendeleev studied the elements and their reaction with hydrogen and oxygen, and on this basis Mendeleev arranged the elements on the basis of atomic masses. So Mendeleev first of all gave a Mendeleev periodic law, according to which the periodic properties of the elements, they are the periodic function of their atomic masses, which was later on discarded. So Mendeleev was the first successful scientist who first of all gave his periodic table. So this was our sixth attempt, that was Mendeleev periodic table. So what was Mendeleev periodic table? First of all, he gave his law, that is called as Mendeleev periodic law. It states that periodic properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic masses. So on the basis of atomic masses, he arranged all the known elements at that moment into a table which is called as Mendeleev periodic table. There were 8 groups in the Mendeleev periodic table. 8th group contained the transition element, and the first 7 groups, they were divided into group A and group B. Group A contained the normal or representative element of nowadays, and group B of each group, that contained some of the transition element whose properties they matched with the alkali metal, alkaline earth metal, or sometime with the boron family or carbon family. So in this manner, he made the 7 groups. 8th group was a long group, it contained transition metals. So this was group number 1, and then he was having the 6 These were the groups, and then he made the six your periods in this periodic table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in his periodic table, what was there? There were 7, 8 groups in that case, and each group was further divided into A and B, 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 A and B. So in total there are 14 these groups, and one group is this, that is 15th group we have. So first A group, it contain the elements of first group. You have Ali Na Karafkas Fur, we know the elements of the first group. Francium was discovered later on. So these were the elements. Francium was not known at that moment, it came later on after the discovery. Then he kept copper with potassium. In the second B group, copper was kept here with potassium, and after copper he kept silver with the rubidium, and he kept cesium along with barium. So cesium was kept along with your gold. So this was the arrangement in group A and group B. These were the element of group A, first A, and these three elements, they were present in first B. Then we have second A group. It has alkaline earth metals. They are beryllium, magnesium, strontium, and radium. And in the B part, he kept the elements like scandium kept with calcium. Then strontium was kept with the element that is indium, and then we have thallium. So this was second B. Then we come to third group. It contained boron family, Balga intal, and B part of this group, it contained the element like your scandium, yttrium, lanthanum. Scandium was present along with gallium, gallium in this case. So it was scandium, yttrium, and lanthanum. So these were the three elements which were placed in the third group. Then we have the fourth group. It contained the carbon family, Cg, Sunpub. And along with that, B part of this group, it contained the elements titanium, zirconium, and hafnium. Titanium was present with germanium. Then we come to the fifth group. Fifth group, as usual, it contained nitrogen family, Napasbi. And B part of this group, it contained the elements vanadium was present along with arsenic, niobium, and tantalum. Vanadium, niobium, and tantalum, these were the elements. Then we come to the 16th group. It belongs to oxygen family, and it contains the sixth group rather. It contains the element oxygen, usse depo. Polonium was not known at that moment. Polonium came in the after that. These elements, they were discovered later on. And along with this family, chromium, molybdenum, and tungsten, they were placed. Chromium was placed with the selenium. Then we have seventh group. Seventh group contained the halogen, Fakal Bari. Astatine was not known at that moment. And the B part of this group contained the element manganese and technetium. Manganese was present along with Br. Now there is another element which was discovered later on. This is rhenium, Mantakri. You can keep this element in your mind. Then he have the triads of the element. These are Ficoni, iron, cobalt, nickel. These are transition elements. Then we have the ruthenium, rhodium, and palladium. And in the last, he kept the triad osmium, iridium, platinum. So this was the Mendeleev periodic table, which was made by Mendeleev, and this is highly important in the development of the periodic classification of the element. So this was the first successful table which was given by Mendeleev. When Mendeleev started his work in the same slot, and at that moment 63 elements they were known to the Mendeleev. He examined the relationship between atomic masses of the elements and their physical and chemical properties. He concentrated on the compounds formed by the elements with hydrogen and oxygen. Among chemical properties, formation of hydrides and oxide was taken as the basic criteria for classification of elements, and it was observed that periodic properties of the element they recur after regular intervals, and the element with similar physical and chemical properties they were kept on the basis of your atomic masses in the different groups. So this is a Mendeleev periodic table. The vertical column of the table they are called as groups, and the horizontal rows they are called as periods. And these elements they are forming R2O type of oxides. Similarly, the second group element they will form similar type of oxide, they form R2O or RH. So these type of oxide and hydrides are formed by first group. Second group element they form RO and RH2 types of compound with oxygen and hydrogen. Then we have third group. They are second group is this group. This is first group R2O and RH. Second is RO and RH2. Then we have R2O3 for third group and RH3. Then we have fourth group. You will be having RO2 here. Fourth group they are forming RO2 and your RH4. Then we have this group. They are forming R2O5 and they are forming RH3. Then we have sixth group. They are forming the oxides of general formula RO3 and they are forming RH2 here. Then we have seventh group, they are forming the oxides R2O7 and hydrides they were formed RH. So this is the Mendeleev classification, and then we come to the achievements of the Mendeleev periodic table. What were the achievements of the Mendeleev periodic table? When framing the periodic table, Mendeleev placed an element with slightly greater atomic mass before the element whose mass was slightly less than that element. For example, cobalt with atomic mass of 58.9, it was placed earlier. Earlier to nickel, whose atomic mass was 58.71. This was done to arrange the similar elements together in the same vertical column. Another such anomaly exists between silicon and aluminium. Aluminium was placed earlier than silicon in this case. Then Mendeleev predicted the existence of some new elements. He also predicted that some new elements are to be discovered later on, although they are not known at this moment. Later on, these elements were discovered and their names were named after the names of those elements which were whom they were resembling in their properties. For example, Eka aluminium, Eka boron, Eka silicon. So the Eka boron is the name given to scandium, Eka aluminium was name given to the gallium, and Eka silicon was name given to the germanium. So Eka is a, you can say, Sanskrit numeral which is used before the names of those elements whose property match with the later discovered metal. So noble gases were not known at that moment, they were discovered later on. They were now placed in separate group in the modern periodic table. Now what are the limitations of periodic table? Mendeleev periodic table, so it was successful in explaining the most of the properties of the compound, but there were some limitations. First limitation is the element with the atomic masses, high atomic masses, they were placed earlier to the element whose atomic mass was less. And we have the anomaly with hydrogen also. Hydrogen resembles in properties with alkali metal as well as with halogens, but it has been kept with alkali metals, so position of hydrogen is still not good in the periodic table. Then isotopes, they could not be adjusted in the Mendeleev periodic table, although they have been adjusted in the modern periodic table. So this is regarding Mendeleev periodic table and the drawbacks of Mendeleev periodic table. And now we come to the other facts, other periodic table, which is now called as modern periodic table. So before doing that, let us do some activity from the 10th book. What is that activity? Let us see first activity, which is based upon the recent periodic table work. First activity is determine the position of isotopes of chlorine 35. Determine position of isotopes Cl35 and Cl37 in the periodic table. Now, how to determine their position? From these isotopes, we got the information, the atomic number of both the isotopes, that is 17. They possess the same chemical properties. We cannot assign them the different position in the periodic table. So these two isotopes, they should be kept together along with chlorine. So they will be given one place. They have the, although they have the different mass number, but their atomic numbers are same. And these atomic number that governs the number of electrons in the valence shell, which is responsible for the chemical properties. Therefore, these two isotopes, they have similar property. They should be placed at one place. We have allotted the position to Cl in the periodic table, and they should be placed in the sixth group as we have given in the Mendeleev periodic table. Then we have the modern periodic table. So now our question is, what is modern periodic law?